All right, people. Right now we are live on Facebook. Say hello to the world. Yay! So for the next speaker,
I don't know. Maybe just shoot together. And I have to press the button.
Hello to the world.
this, you live with this. Oh my God.
And as I was coming here for the second time now, I felt like I should be having this close, like everything should be like home, Hebrew at the same time. And I kind of understand some parts of it, right, because, you know, I'm speaking Russian. At the same time, I didn't understand the other part. And it was really strange. It's always the same thing here. And kind of, as I'm passing by the streets, I feel like this is familiar, but then I'm looking just around the corner, this is not familiar. This is kind of a really strange feeling. But I'm always really glad to be back. So thanks, Ari, for having me back. It's really interesting. Actually, I really enjoyed the conversation we had previously right here. Because I feel that very often, if I ask you today, so what is going to be the innovation? What is going to be the big thing that we should be expecting, you know, a couple of years from now? And I'm pretty confident that most of you are going to say exactly the same thing. We're going to say something about AR, VR, because we like abbreviations, right? So AR, VR, maybe AI, maybe machine learning, maybe screens, or interfaceless experiences, something like that. So many of you would say that, right? So who would say something entirely different? Yes?
Blockchain.
Oh, sorry?
Blockchain.
Blockchain.
Blockchains.
Blockchain.
Blockchain. Oh, okay. So there are always some people who are really nerdy and like getting really, you know. But what about something entirely different, like really different? So maybe you've thought about, you know, an entirely different concept of what e-commerce could look like or our world could look like.
Yeah, not owning anything.
Sorry? Not owning anything. All right, so that's a bit more interesting. But I think it's really hard to predict anything, especially in this environment where things are moving so fast. So, because the reason why I think is because there are so many unknowns. Tomorrow somebody is going to come up with a fancy technology to do something, and it's going to diffuse. There's this diffusion theorem, diffusion, I think it's called a diffusion theorem, when somebody invents something and then gets out of there, and then some people start experimenting, then a bit more people start experimenting, and then at some point somebody else is building something on top of this technology, and then somebody is building something on top of this technology, on top of this technology, and this is how things evolve, right? And then this is how this really kind of game-changing things happen. So we cannot predict because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So I think it's always very, very hard to predict anything. I think nobody has ever believed, let's say, I don't know, 10 years ago or so, that we would be talking about things like, you know, conversational interfaces, like seriously, right? Not in terms of sci-fi, but seriously. Well, I'm not coming from this world, I'm more pragmatic. I'm looking closely at what's happening in e-commerce today and what people are doing and what companies are doing and what they're experimenting with. We're going to be spending a lot of time, to be honest, in quite boring, oh, it's live, excellent, and quite boring companies that spend a lot of time and money trying to figure out how they can improve conversion, how they can improve UX, how they can improve e-commerce experience in general. Mostly checkout, but also the way you present products. How you move people through the entire funnel when they actually get interested about the product towards buying. And it's really interesting to see that there are many things that make up us as humans, and we as humans are really irrational creatures. It would be really simple if we could design for machines, because they're predictable, but designing for humans is horrible. If we would just eliminate humans, like we do with, with these things like Amazon thingy, where it just happens automatically, that would make many things easier. Well, unfortunately, we do have to design for humans, or fortunately, probably, but it really raises some valid concerns and problems. And yeah, this is the point where I wanted to introduce myself. Thanks, home. Good timing. Hello, my name is Vitaly. It's nice to meet you. Most of my time, as I wanted to say, most of my time these days is actually spent on Smashing magazine, online magazine for designers and developers, but probably 50% is now spent working with companies, trying to solve problems for them. Mostly responsive nature, and recently, for some reason, e-commerce. And as I was working in e-commerce, I found a lot of interesting things I'd like to share with you. Because we haven't met properly yet, but I feel that I know you fairly well. I know exactly what you do, what you don't do, and why. So let's figure out how wrong I am, or how right I am. Now, there is one thing that really bothers me, and this is this thing. So when you think about the checkout experience, checkout process, I'm really wondering why nobody of us, probably nobody here sitting in the room, would go to the streets and start protesting against the horrible checkout experience that we tend to suffer through every single time. Now, we spend a lot of time and money on the web, right? We spend a lot of money on e-commerce projects, like buying things that we don't need, for example, or also buying things that we do need. But we always suffer from the really horrible checkout process, right? So this is why we have this innovation like Apple Pay and Google Pay and Samsung Pay and whatever Pay coming out. And this is going to help us a lot. But at this point right now, it's all about checkouts. And checkouts are really horrible. And if you think about all the things that could potentially go wrong, these are just an overview of all the things that will go wrong, because they can. So when we want to buy something, we have to add an item to the cart, we have to adjust the number of items, update the cart, check shipping availability, shipping options and shipping costs, check tax costs, also check pricing in local currency, because by default it's displayed in whatever currency they want to display it. Then we check for delivery times and refund policy. Then we're going to check for best price guarantee, and we're going to go for Google and going to find maybe somebody has the same thing cheaper somewhere else. So we're going to go on Google and we're going to search for it. And then we're going to check if it's tax refundable potentially. Then of course they're going to present us with a nice fancy coupon code, but we as smart people, we're not going to just skip it. We're going to look in Google, maybe somebody else has a coupon code, so we're going to apply it later. And then we're going to check other payment options. I mean, normally we want to pay with PayPal, but sometimes PayPal is not available. So credit card, alright, whatever. That might work. It might be possible that at some point in the past you bought something that has to fit with whatever you want to buy now. So if you bought a camera, you want to ensure that the camera bag that you are buying will actually fit. So you review some technical concerns. Of course, you're going to choose guest checkout. It's not like you wake up in the morning and say, you know what, today I'm going to set up a new account. I always love setting up a new account. So you're going to choose guest checkout because you don't remember password anyway. You don't want to log in again. You don't want to recover password. It's a long story. So check guest checkout. Or fast checkout if you can check out quickly with PayPal. Then of course they want you to sign in with your email address, and you start typing in the email address. And then of course if it's a sign up, you have to verify your email address, but what do? Well, of course you copy-paste the email address that you typed in the first place, unless they block you from doing that, and then you hate them and abandon them and never come back. Then you recover, potentially, if you have an account already, they don't let you through, because you have an account already, so you better recover your password. So, well, at this point you recover the password, you sign in, you type in the shipping address, but, sign the country selector, because, you have to scroll through 292 countries. Most of the time, the first countries displayed at the top are going to be the countries that you've never been to before, or always would love to go to. This is really annoying. Then you set billing address to shipping address. Why? Well, because they always do this, the same thing, but they don't care. They have a field for billing address and for shipping address, but for you it's always the same thing. So you select a new shipping option, then you realize, damn it, now they know what country the item is going to be delivered to, so that the pricing has changed. And it's not just a little, it's like maybe $8 or $9 or so. That's kind of a big deal. So you get confused, and then you review order. You might need to change the quantity because you ordered 2, now you want to order 1 because the pricing is too high. Then you opt out of email subscription because the newsletter box is checked by default. And then you complete the payment and hope for the best. But you realize that there is a problem. The problem is, well, credit card did it. So you cite authorization failure. You try other payment methods. At some point, you're just getting, annoyed by this, and you say, you know what? Whatever. I spent 5 minutes of my life on this. I'm going to go back home to my family and do more important things, and you forget about this. Well, you forget, but they never forget. They never forget about you. You're very important to them. So important indeed that they're going to send you a very fancy notification reminding you that you actually forgot something very important in your shopping cart. So you abandon, but then you get this email, and then you return, because actually you do want to buy this item after all. So you return, you try to purchase again, and eventually maybe it actually even works. Well, what a surprise. After 31 steps, it actually does work. So you delight, and then you realize that wait a second. I see a confirmation page, but I'm not going to close this confirmation page, because I really do want to make sure that I'm going to get a confirmation email to my email address. So I'm going to keep my confirmation page, and I'm going to open it up in my email address. And if I don't get it within the next 5 seconds, I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm going to save it just so I can, have a proof later. But then you realize, damn it, this is not good enough, because actually it's kind of my company is paying for it, so I better get an invoice. But in order to get an invoice, you have to log in. So you have to log in to download the invoice, and because they require all kind of weird things for your password, you have to come up with a new password on the fly. So you cannot remember that password, although you did it like 5 minutes ago. So you're going to recover it, and you're going to log in, download the invoice, and then finally, after, 1 hour of struggle, you're going to cross your fingers and hope for the best that your item is going to get to you. No wonder that an average abandonment rate in the US, in the worldwide, is approximately 70%. That 710 people willing to buy end up not buying because, whatever, for whatever reasons. That's a really big number. That should be a really scary number. 7 out of 10 people wanting to buy never end up not buying. And of course, many of us are going to do something like window shopping, where you just go and start browsing, and at some point you just realize, well, I don't want to buy just here, right? But you can always, if you just apply some basic usability principles to your work, to e-commerce, you can improve it to 40 or 50% for sure, for your site, for any site. In every project that I was involved in, you can always bring it down like from 80% or from 70% to something close to 40 or 45. And it's really, really simple to do. So maybe I can share some things with you today. Because if you look at the reasons why this happens, it's always the same story. For the last 5 years, from all the research being done, it's always the same kind of complaints or the same problems appearing over and over again. And these are the main ones. Why do people not buy? Well, because you are not transparent enough. People want to know exactly what is the price they're going to pay. So if there are any extra costs involved, like shipping, taxes, or other fees, which you don't display by default, people will abandon. They will not trust you. They will abandon. And I know most of you. So let me see. I know most of you, because what you tend to do a lot of time is, well, I'm going to add an item to the shopping cart, even although you don't intend to buy it yet. And you're going to go through all the process, all the way until you actually have to type in the credit card, just to get to the final price. Just to see what the final price is going to be. And once you know the final price, you just closing the tab because now you know the price. How many of you do that? Alright, so many people do that. This is ridiculous. Why do we have to do it? Because we don't trust e-commerce. Because we don't trust retailers. Because they don't tell us what the actual price is going to be. Right? And this is where we're actually losing a lot of time, and when they are losing a lot of money. Now, this is only one part. The other part is, if you force somebody to create an account, this is not going to go well. People don't like that. And you might say, well, for Amazon it works. But I actually hear it all the time, and it's so annoying. Man, I see many, many companies saying, checkout design, let's just do what Amazon does. Right? How many of you heard that before? Yeah? This is so wrong on so many levels. Amazon has a very different priority. It has also very different issues, because everybody has an account on Amazon already. They don't have to work their way, creating this wonderful, magical checking, like a signing up experience, right? Because once you sign up, this is it. One button, and that's it. You have a purchase. They have very, very different priorities that they need to optimize for. While for many companies, many small shops, it's way more important to get new customers because they don't have many repeat customers, unlike Amazon. So that's a very different story. You cannot compare apples and oranges. So this is just too many things, but then of course credit card trust. complicated checkout process, like too many steps, too much data being required. Payment methods, it's a last one, where you just, if you cannot provide PayPal, people like pay with PayPal, then you're out of luck. And if you go through all this research, and I promise you it's not going to be less boring in a second, if you go through all this research, it's going to be all the way the same story. And more interestingly, and this is really surprising, if you look at average, what e-commerce experience is like, I don't know if you can see it in the back, but here are different usability factors that kind of play in. And this is the satisfaction factor if you actually study what customers do. And most of the time, across all the different websites, you will find that this black circle, which stands for average, across the different websites, is really indeed, in terms of usability, at best average. So at best, the experience that we have online when it comes to e-commerce, is average. It's not delightful, it's not horrible, but it's just average. And average is not good enough. So there are some myths and there are some truths about what the e-commerce experience is like. And it's really interesting that we tend to do the same mistakes over and over again. So one of them, and it kind of happens all the time, well, users don't really read when they're in the checkout. They focus on labels, they focus on interactive elements like buttons, input elements, text areas. So if you have text somewhere, even if it's in bold, it's not clear that this is going to be read. There is an interesting study saying that there is, if you even have a short number of steps, we have these conversations about multi-page checkout or one-page checkout all the time, there is no correlation between the conversion rate and the number of steps. You can have a really, really good 6-step checkout, and you can have a really, really bad one-page checkout. So there is no correlation between that. But if you have a short number of input fields, then you're probably going to have a better conversion rate. So every single input field, every single extra input field has to be fought against. So you have to fight against every single one just to make sure that you don't require things that are not required for the user. So you really have to kind of improve that. And this is really interesting, we tend to kind of downplay this entire thing about privacy, but privacy is really important. So, for example, if you look at the slide, especially in the US, you'll find that people don't like 3 things. They don't like when they're asked in the checkout for the phone number, for the birthday, and for gender. How many of you feel the same way? So, form is kind of clear. I mean, if you're in a checkout, you better have a really good reason why you actually demand me to provide my phone number. That kind of doesn't make sense, right? And especially in the US, it's really, really horrible, where you'll find lots of bots calling you, if you type in your phone number, calling you, pretending to be human, and then you start interacting with them and start talking to them, and you realize, oh, that's a bot. That's bad. Nobody likes that. This is really horrible. And because, they're not going to use your phone number in order to send you something like a nice update about, hey, we just shipped you, a nice item to you. No, they wouldn't do that. That's too nice. Oh, come on, you don't do things like that. You want to upsell. And this is really, really bad. People don't trust it, right? Another story is gender. Now, what if your marketing team demands you to include this nice fancy radio button saying male or female? Do you just do that, or is there any way of improving it? I know it sounds like a little thing, but this is a really important thing in terms of privacy. Privacy is important. So whenever you're including male and female, you also should include the radio button saying I'd rather not say. Because this at least gives users some kind of a way out if they want to. And when it comes to birthday, well, if you need to know the birthday, the full birthday, then of course you need to ask for it. But most of the time, people will say that it's way less sensitive if they ask just for the year of birth rather than for the actual date of birth. So this is kind of your playfield where you can do, make some changes. So privacy does matter. What I also learned is that people really like a few things. Most of the time, you will have a lot of really kind of delightful experience or improvement over what you had if you just make sure that you have inline validation. Meaning, when somebody actually types in the data in the input field and they move to the next input field, just put a little green mark check in the previous one so they feel like they're making progress. Doesn't feel like much, but it's really kind of gives you a sense of comfort that everything is right. If you want to get one thing from here today, this is probably it. show at most 6 input fields at a time. It's better to have, let's say, 4 or 5 steps, or 4 or 5 pages, with 4 to 6 input fields at one, than having just one page with 20 input fields. Because every single time you go to usability research and you actually start looking at the users and how they interact with the form, when they see 20 input fields, you will always get this kind of really nice noise. Right? Because this feels like work, but if you actually break it down into maybe 5 to 6 fields per page, that doesn't feel like that much work. Right? Also, password recovery, we'll talk about in a bit, is kind of a big deal. It's still a major challenge because everybody's trying to figure out what to do with it, but no, everybody's kind of failing at this. Because again, if you demand users to type in a lowercase character, an uppercase, a special symbol, and whatever else, they will have to come up with a new password on the spot. Because I know you, right? You have 2 passwords, right? You have 2 passwords. One that's really strict and really important because for online banking and things like that, like really, really strict, and you remember it for sure. And then the other password is pretty much everything else. Right? So how many of you have that? All right. So this is what most people are like, right? And if you demand somebody to come up with a really crazy thing that actually will be unique to that website, they will forget that password for sure. And they will have to recover the password later, right? And that's a big deal because if they want to buy, 20% of people who are failing at the first attempt to try to recover the password will not buy again. And they will not go through the setup again to set up a new account. So, now if we look into this in a little bit more detail, there are a few things which are really interesting. So first of all, again, we talked about the hidden costs, right? If you go and look into Walmart, and this is kind of an older design of Walmart, you are adding an item to the shopping cart, and you go from 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn it, that didn't work. 4, 5, 6 fields or 6 screens in order to get to the final price. That's a bit too much, especially given that the final price is being displayed after you type in the credit card data. This is not going to work well. And it's not like you're going to the shopping mall and you're going to the cashier and all of a sudden you have to pay 10% more. You will not accept that. Not because it's so expensive, right? But just because it's unexpected. So basically the entire thing about checkout design is really about eliminating all kind of distractions, all kind of things that are just going to be annoying or weird. So you have to eliminate all of this, right? So you could say, well, but we don't know the shipping address yet. How can we, find the right price, or the correct price, final price, if we don't know the shipping address? That's okay for digital goods, right? Because we don't need the shipping address there. But what about, somebody orders a book? Well, you can also provide estimated shipping based on the IP that the user has, right? You can say, well, it's not going to be 100% precise in most of it, like in all cases, but based on the IP, we can say that, it's probably going to be this value because you're in Europe and we're delivering from the US. So, $10 or so. And also taxes. Even if it's not enough, like not correct, 100% correct, it's still close to the final price. So the expectations are already set right. So that's really helpful. So we can display the full estimated price early on. For example, right in the shopping cart, way before entering credit card data. And it's not just about showing these values, but also explaining what is behind them. What is the pricing made of, right? Kind of showing the entire cost granularity as well. And here's a nice example of doing exactly this, in the right spot. So if you want to buy the sneaker whiskey, and you add an item to the basket, and they also display that an item is available, it's in stock, so you're not going to have any kind of weird expectations later. So you add the item to the shopping cart, and then once you proceed, right here, they're allowing you to choose what currency is going to be and what country of delivery is going to be, right? This is really well done, because at this point, when you move on to the shopping cart, you are going to see the final price right there, right? This is just a little bit better. It's not a big deal. And I'm not talking about like fundamental groundbreaking change, but this is way better because you will be able to see final price early on. And they also do it, as you noticed, with the currency, and that's a really big deal as well. Because if you see something like this, or sometimes it's also done, when you come to the page for the first time, they're going to ask you where the item is going to be shipped to. And also, what the preferred currency is, right? Because if you see something like this in your shopping cart, it's not like you cannot convert to your currency. This is not a big deal. You will be able to do this, right? So just to compare. But the problem is, you don't know at this point who is going to pay for conversion? It's going to happen on your side, because your institute or your bank maybe has a 2% fee or so on that. It's going to happen on the other side. What's going to be the exchange rate? You just don't know. You don't want to have any kind of weird things happening later. So as a result, you end up just living, right? Because you just don't know what's going to happen. And at this point, you cannot know what is going to happen, right? And again, this is all like a little thing, like little things, but this, you need to eliminate every single point of, well, failure or confusion. And this is also so annoying. It's all over the place. And I know that these screenshots are old, right? But this is still all over the place. So sometimes they allow you to, select express delivery, normal delivery, and so on. But sometimes, especially here, you can select express. But how the hell do you know how express is? And at this point, you also don't know how much more you're going to pay for express. And if you don't know, it's not like you're making a decision just hoping for the best. No, you're going to abandon because you just don't know what's going to happen. So, and here, for example, you can at least know when the item is going to be delivered. Here, you don't know when the item is going to be delivered. Here, you do know when the item is going to be delivered, but again, you don't know how much more you're going to pay for it. So you have to go through all the stages, all the pages, to the final screen where you have to type in your credit card data to see how much you're going to pay. How can I fix it? Well, it's boring, but it works. So you just type in both the price that you're going to pay for delivery and how much time it's going to take to get the item, right? And this is being done wrong all the time because nobody thinks about this. So we want to avoid choice paralysis, right? So consumers cannot make an informed decision if either speed or cost is missing from the shipping options. If both of them are provided, well, they can make the actual decision. But it's also interesting that sometimes you see some companies don't really caring about this. So you can select Express, but they don't check if the item is actually in stock. This is just stupid, right? How can it be? So you always have to make sure that the item is also available in stock. So when it's shipped and you want to get it, express delivery, you can get it delivered as an express, right? So this is just ridiculous. Well, there is another thing which I know of you quite well. So you always have, each person has a certain threshold, right? Maybe it's $200, maybe it's $300, maybe it's $400. If there is an item that costs more than this threshold, before buying it, you're going to copy the appliance model, and you're going to type it in Google, and you're going to find maybe somebody else has it cheaper. How many of you do this? Right, it's everybody. So you can say, well, if people actually, like to compare, well, we can just say, hey, wait a second, don't go anywhere. We did price matching for you already. Or if you do find the item cheaper somewhere else, just come back to us and we'll offer you something cheaper, right? Well, this is what's happening on AO.com, and they actually try to, catch you before you actually leave to Google, because nobody likes comparing. At this point, just showing this already eliminates the wish to go and search.
Sometimes.
Why? Because it's very difficult to compare.
Sometimes they prevent you from copying.
Yeah, sometimes they prevent you from copying as well, yes. But we know how to work around this. This is like, whatever. But the interesting thing here is, well, we don't like comparing because, again, we have to actually add an item to the shopping cart. We have to go through the entire process and look into the shipping costs and look into when the item can be delivered and it's in stock. So comparing is very, very hard. So just by showing this little note and saying that we do price matching for you can actually eliminate people leaving, right? And just catch doubts and concerns before they happen. Which doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's kind of helpful. Another thing which is also interesting, and that happens if you really look into how people tend to interact with when browsing products. There are different options. So let's say you're in a commerce site and you have maybe per category around 100 items. So how do you display these items? Now there are 4 options. We tested them all. First option, you just show all 100 items on one page. Right? That's option number 1. Option number 2 is say, well, we're going to have some sort of pagination. We're going to have 20 items per page, then you have to go from page to page to page in order to get to the other items, right? Second, pagination. Third one is, well, we're going to have the load more button, which means as you Scroll down, we're going to show the load more button. So if you want to see more items, we're going to, to show you the load more button. So you click on it, and then you see plenty more items or so. Option number 3, load more button. Option number 4, you scroll, and you scroll, and you scroll, and you scroll, and the items click in, and you never reach footer, right? Even if you want to. Infinite scrolling, right? So who thinks that in terms of conversion, first option works best? First option being just showing all items on one page. A couple of people. Okay. What about having a pagination, like maybe 20, 25 items per page? More people. Okay. What about this load more button? Where you click on the button and then you see more items. Okay. What about infinite scrolling? Right. So this is interesting because if you observe people, using kind of browsing through the products, you will find out that they hate all of these options. All of them. I mean, all of them. So first of all, seeing everything at once is like, oh, why are you showing this all to me? I can't make any decision. It's so much. Just, give it to me in chunks. And you say, okay, I'm going to give it to you in chunks. So I'm going to set pages with 20, items per page. And they go, oh, why is it so slow all the time? Why, moving from one page to the next page is so slow, and I always have to wait. And I just want to see more products. Just show me products. You say, okay, I'm going to show you more products. So I'm going to have infinite scrolling. Why do you show products to me all the time? Why so many? I always want to reach footer and I can't, and then at the same time, because infinite scrolling is always implemented in the wrong way, I want to send a link to myself so I can, keep browsing later. How many of you do that, by the way? Yes, more people. So, you start browsing maybe on mobile, and then at some point you want to switch to desktop, and then you want to send a link to yourself to that state where you stopped, but you can't because it's scrolling. Then I say, okay, I'm going to give you some sort of sense of control. I'm going to have load more button. And I say, why do I have to click on the load more button all the time? It's so annoying. And so everything is really bad. And you think, normally, if A doesn't work, and B doesn't work, and C doesn't work, and D doesn't work, then a combination of them shouldn't work either, right? Well, not with humans. Humans are really strange. So as it turns out, the best option so far, at least from what we tested, is to combine load more button with infinite scrolling. And it's really surprising. Why? Well, first of all, we talked about this. Traditional pagination is perceived as slow. People don't like that. And the scrolling is also a nightmare. If you want to get to the footer, it's going to take a while, right? So this is what we're trying to do. So by default, in the beginning, we display maybe at more 30 products on initial load, and then people start scrolling, and the first scroll, maybe second scroll, you keep populating the page with more products. So at some point, you might end up with 100 products at most. And when you reach 100, you better switch from infinite scrolling to load more button, right? So they actually have to mentally switch to a different view, and they have to actually click on that button to see more products. Now, why do you think that works better? Anybody? Yes? Because at this point you have a bit more control of what you see. Yes? Changing experience. Yes?
If you haven't reached it after the product you want after 50 products, what's the chance you reach it there?
That's a very good point. So what if you haven't seen a product, like made a choice after seeing 50 products, how big is the probability of you finding what you're looking for once you saw another 50? So the reason why it's better is, first of all, to eliminate all these problems. So you can always reach the footer if you want to, right? It requires maybe 2 scrolls at most, right? People can also send links to themselves, finally, because now if somebody actually clicks on the button, well, then actually moving to the next page. And of course, when they click on the load more button, we're going to have a nice lot of white space between the first 50 items, so 100 items, and the next 25 or so how many ways displayed, right? So it feels like mentally, like you're actually on page 2, right? So you're finished with the first part, you have a link to the second part, and you can just move on with the second part later as well. And this is just better, because at this point you feel like you're moving through pages and you finish with the first part, right? So that works well, although you might not expect that. Another thing which is also interesting is how we interact with ratings. We like ratings, we like reviews, this is like the thing. And of course, when we go on site and we try to measure the interest, like how good an item is for us, how good a match it is for us, well, we're going to look only for bad ratings. So we're going to read bad ratings because this is what we care about most. Like, what was the worst experience that person had with this product? Because this is the worst that can happen to us. And if we look into the patterns of what we like, what patterns we like in terms of ratings, we'll find that we like many good reviews and some bad reviews. We don't trust items or products that are, too good, right? Because if you have, let's say, a new product which has 8 reviews and 5-star ratings only, it's like, that's too ideal. That cannot be right. We tend to actually believe that 4.8 is better than 5.0. And in fact, this is what research proves. So if you have a product that you like to sell out, right, you better write some bad comments, then which are going to be, of course, subjective. Well, of course, this is not fair. So you better encourage your users to write comments, especially the ones that are negative. Because people are looking for negative comments. If you don't find any, they start mistrusting the product. So this is kind of important, right? And in fact, if you look into how users actually try to perceive products, you'll find that 4.8 is in many ways better than 5.0. Right? And we can actually do more with this. So for example, Flipkart is innovating a lot in this space. They're trying to figure out, okay, what can we do to really make use of the reviews? And what they decided to do is to say, well, let's just extract keywords or information stored in the reviews, both negative and positive. So when you hover over the 5 stars, you get information about what is cool about the 5-star reviews. Or 1 star, well, what's so bad about this product in 4 stars, 1 star. So just kind of tracking keywords appearing in these reviews, trying to extract this data and use this data, right? And it's not just them, it's like the same thing. TripAdvisor and others, and they actually invested now in a new thing, a new filter, where they allow you to sort products by the keywords appearing in the reviews. Because we don't really trust descriptions coming from manufacturers, right? Because it's always so superficial, it's sublime, it doesn't say anything. But we trust people who actually bought an item and had an experience with it. So if you can extract information, kind of make use of it, like machine learning and so on, or from this information in reviews, it's going to be way more helpful. Because in the end, this would be the ultimate, the really great experience for us. You just say what you want to buy, well, maybe you need a smartphone, and then you say what features are important to you based on the reviews that people submitted, right? And then I guess of you ranked by, these reviews. That would be way better than actually looking into the spec, into what exactly every device is capable of. In fact, you can improve it. So on AO.com, they even introduced an FAQ section, or Q&A section, where somebody who already bought an item can respond to a question by somebody who is about to buy the item, right? So let's say you bought an item, and you had an experience with it, maybe negative or maybe positive. If somebody wants to buy the same item, they can reach you because they're not going to post an answer. And if you reply to it, and your answer is going to be rated well, like it's helpful, you're going to get some credits that you can use later when you want to buy another item in the shop, right? So kind of connecting customers by providing a platform where people who bought an item can actually connect with people who are about to buy it. Because if you want to buy something, having a direct line of communication with somebody who already bought it is really, really helpful. You would really like that, right? Another thing which is also surprising is the coupon code input field. So when you start checking out, and you encounter a fancy coupon code input field, well, you don't have a coupon code, of course, but you will Google for it, right? You will Google for it, you will try to find somebody who has it. I mean, how many of you do it? Okay, everybody. Okay, we're in Israel, I get that. But so this is really interesting. So what does that mean for us? Now, if you have a coupon code input field, most people are going to go on Google and search for it, but this is not cool, right? So because they're leaving your site and they might never come back. If they get distracted and something, they might never come back. So we tried a few things. So if you will go on Google to search for coupon code, why don't we just type in the coupon code right next to the coupon code input field? Right? So this is one option, just, so people don't have to go to Google. Which is going to write, if you don't have one, here's a coupon code that you can use, right? That's one. Second option is to say, well, let's try to make sure that there is always an active coupon code. So we're going to submit our coupon codes to, those coupon farms. I don't know if there are many of those, right? And, people are going to look for them, and they're always looking for the same pattern. So if you're buying on, let's say, Dell, you're going to search in Google, Dell, coupon code, and the month and the year. Right? So it'll say today is what, December? So you're going to say, if you want to buy a Dell machine today, you're going to search for Dell, coupon code, December 2016. How many of you do that? Right, so this is a very common pattern. So you can just say, okay, let's just target this specifically, and I should boost this keyword to show our coupon code there. This is option number 2. Option number 3 is say, let's just hide the coupon code in the field. So people don't, stumble upon it, and so they will not think about using a coupon code. So, what do I think works best? First option, showing the coupon code right in the field. A couple, okay. So, who think that it's better to have an active coupon code on Google? Okay. Who think that it's better to hide the coupon code? Alright. So that's all very mixed. As it turns out, if you just type in the text, the coupon code text, people don't trust you. Now I'll just say, this is my fallback. I'm still going to go to Google. I might find something better, but this is in worst case, that's going to be my fallback. Right? And if you hide it, that works as well, but it's actually really a bad practice, right? Because if somebody has a coupon code, they will have to actively search for it, right? It does work as well. Because the reason why you want to do this, why you would say, I don't want to lose money, I don't care what the experience is like. If they don't have a coupon code, let them hunt, let them search. And if we lose some people, so be it. Well, the thing is, this has a dramatic impact on conversion as well, and a dramatic impact on abandonment rate. If you don't find a coupon code, you feel like you're overpaying, right? Which is really bad. This is not a good starting point for you to buy. If you're feeling like you're overpaying once you actually start checking out, the probability of you not checking out or abandoning is really, really high. But everybody loves this wonderful feeling when you find a coupon code and you plug it in and it works. Right? Yes, I tricked the system. I know exactly what I did. This is amazing. Even if it's just $1 or so, you're like, yes, I actually made it. Right? So people love that. So once you have people doing this, right, they'll have a very delightful start, and the probability of them losing or not or abandoning actually drops. So keep that in mind. So the best idea actually, in fact, to say every single end of the month, I'm going to submit a new coupon code saying available only for December 2016, and then in the end of December, available only in January 2017, and then in the end of January, available only in February 2017. So there is always an active coupon code. Because people really like finding them. Whether you want it or not. I mean, it depends on whether you want to, I have to charge my machine, by the way. It depends on whether you want to increase your conversion or not, but it's kind of really important. What else? Sorry. I think I forgot my charger. No, I didn't. Okay. Now, there is another thing which is also annoying, and this is this beast, the email beast, right? Now, we know that when we ask to type in the email address and verify it, what they're going to do most of the time is, of course, copy-paste the email address we typed in the first place into the second input field, unless they block us from doing this. Blocking helps, but it's not a delightful user experience. All right, I have a chart.
Behind your computer.
Oh. And now, if anything explodes, whatever. Oh, okay, that's what this is. So, we tested and decided okay, if people tend to copy-paste anyway, that's not useful. So if they typed in the incorrect email address in the first input field, they're going to just copy-paste in the second, so this is not helpful. Now, of course, it's really important for both sides, for us, the merchant, and for them, the customer, that the email address is correct. So when do we ask for it, and how do we ask for it? When would you ask for the email?
So the confirmation that you have bought something?
Yeah, so one option is to say, well, in the confirmation when they bought something, for them it's going to be really important that that it's delivered to the right email address. But it might be a bit too late, because if they just accidentally close the tab, the username. Yes, but they still might make a mistake, right? In the username.
Send me a coupon code.
Send me a coupon code. That's clever. We should try that. Actually, so yeah, that could be also an option. So one thing that we decided to test is to say, well, when do people care most? Well, probably just before they're about to buy, before they're about to actually, send money. So we're going to ask for the email without verification, and then right before the actual final pay button, we're going to have a nice big field saying, hey, please verify you're about to buy. Please verify that the email address you typed in, that one, is correct, with an edit button so they can actually edit it. And at the same time, because we have this weird thing when we're actually waiting for the confirmation email, before closing the tab, we're going to show the little thing saying, hey, we sent an email, the confirmation to that email, but you can also change it at this point. If they make a change here, we're going to have a secondary email address stored for their account as well. Little thing, but this really does eliminate the issue with emails. Now, we also know these beauties. Right? We've seen this, and if you work on an e-commerce project of any kind, you will have a conversation, should we add a seal, should we not add a seal, right? So we have Norton Secure, and we have GeoTrust and others. So if you, and this is really interesting, if you look into research, and it's just, ask people, you will always find out that what they tell you is definitely not what they're going to do. We know that latest after Trump, right? So, but this is really interesting, because if you ask people what kind of, what badge gives you the most sense of trust and security when you're buying online, right? They will tell you this. Well, Norton gives me a sense of trust. MacApp Secure gives me a sense of trust. And a couple of others, but they're not so important, right? So you could say, brilliant, now we know. So what we're going to do is, we can just plug in this and this logo into our checkout, right? And it's going to work. Or maybe actually 4 of them, right? The more the better, right? So then it's going to be secure, 100%. And of course, you can't just take a screenshot of what we did. You can't just take a screenshot and plug it in. You have to run Norton antivirus and so on through it, and you have to pay them money to get this certificate, which is not a little money. Like if you're a small online shop, it's going to cost. But this is what people tell you. Now, what we tested is, okay, let's just try 3 different scenarios. First, we're going to plug in Norton, and we're going to see how it changes conversion. Now, before that, we didn't have anything. We just had, regular checkout, and no badges. So we're going to plug in Norton and see what happens, right? And then, okay, second option, we're going to plug in Norton and MacApp Secure and see what happens, right? Third option, we're going to design our own badge, right? And we're going to plug it in and see what happens, right? So what do you think works best?
The prettiest badge.
Sorry?
The prettiest.
The prettiest. Maybe. I don't know if it was pretty or not. But so the problem is, when you put in a Norton antivirus logo, the conversion dropped. It wasn't significant, maybe like 0.05% or so, but it definitely didn't improve, right? So what do you think is that? You plug in Norton logo, say secured by Norton, and all of a sudden conversion drops.
It brings up a question if it's actually secure.
Right? It brings up a question if it's actually secure. People start having concerns about security. I was in an interview with a guy who we asked, so why did you feel uncomfortable with this checkout? Because this is what he kept telling all the time. He said, well, it has this Norton logo, and I have to run Norton if I have viruses on my machine. So I thought that they might be having, maybe you were having viruses, and I wasn't sure if you're secure and if it's actually bulletproof. This is an antivirus software. It has nothing to do with the web at all. And the same for MacApp Secure, it has nothing to do with the web, right? But the way people think is slightly different of what they're expecting. So this is really surprising, right? So in fact, the best badge was the one performed was the one that we designed. So it tells you a lot about how meaningful these badges are. Although in another project, Norton antivirus actually did help. But despite this, if you want to improve conversion in that area, don't think about the badges. Add just one little thing that works all the time. I don't know why, but it works all the time. It's the padlock icon. The padlock, the lock icon. The one you have in the browser toolbar at the top left, when it's green. People trust the icon. The icon is the best. Just mimic and copy. Just copy the icon, put it somewhere, and make it big and green. That's going to work. Probably better than this. But also, there are a couple of things which are just weird. And if we look into something that the customers, some websites do, you'll find out lots of really weird things. So one of them is this. There is something both genius and evil at the same time here, which actually makes the conversion work well. Can you spot it? So first of all, before you say anything, so we know a couple of things. We know how psychology works. We've read many books about UX, blah, blah, psychology. So we know that scarcity works. right? We know that pressure works, so countdown works, right? And also saying that, you know, we have maybe free items in stock would work as well, right? But there's something else happening here, which is really, really important. Sorry? The choice? No. So we have basically a coupon code or the button, the countdown, and get 20% off. So the idea here is, so you start checking out, and then all of a sudden you have this pop-up, which says, hey, get 20% off when you complete your order now. With countdown and click to activate this deal and use coupon code. Anything? It's really interesting that nobody sees it. It's very difficult to... Okay, so we have different, interesting. So there is one thing that's magical, and you will find it out only when you start looking into how people interact with it and what people say about it. It's this button. It doesn't say confirm, it doesn't say continue, it doesn't say okay, it doesn't say, you know, whatever. It says click to activate this deal. That's really important. So, okay, I have to tell you, the test was in the US. And when somebody clicks on the button, there is no way you're going to back out of this deal. Right? You committed to the deal. It's like a handshake. A man does not back away from the deal. Right? So once you click on that button, there is no way back. You activated the deal. The deal is like a magical thing. You are going to continue no matter what. Right? So the conversion goes to 100% after that button is clicked. Right? Doesn't mean that you should be applying all of this, right? But this is really interesting because it actually means that the way you write, you know, text in the buttons matters way more than anything else in your interface, right? This is really, really important. But I mean, this is kind of a, you know, maybe a little mischievous way of doing this. But actually thinking about user experience thresholds in any process, be it, you know, checkout like this or anything else, is really important. So what we're trying to do now as well is to say, okay, we're going to kind of measure how much time a user is spending in the checkout. And we're going to think about what is the maximum time that they should be spending in checkouts to still feel delighted, or still feel happy. And if they're beyond that threshold, we're going to show something like a pop-up saying, hey, we know this process is painful, but you know, if you continue, we're going to give you a discount on the next purchase or something like that, right? And this will really help. So you can think about the time that users need, to succeed in this kind of checkout. But sometimes you can do a bit more of this. This is a page from Automatic, which is a company behind WordPress. If you go into the job profile page, or job openings page, they were going to track how many times you opened this page. So if you open it for maybe 5 or 6 times in a couple of days, they're going to show this little sidebar here saying, hey there, we couldn't help but notice that you visited this page a few times. It looks like you're really thinking about working here, huh? Just, give it a shot and apply already. Right? This is an extra push that, makes you maybe do things. So you can apply it in, I don't know what the cookie laws in Israel are. You have to be careful about this, right? Because obviously they have to set cookie and track how often you visit the page. But if somebody visits the product page for maybe, 10 times within a week, you could give them a $5 discount, $10 discount to just make them buy it, right? Because they will feel like, first, tracked, which is something that people don't like. But second, maybe this is an extra push I always needed. It doesn't have to be, a message like this. It could also be an email. Right? But there are also some really mean things. And when I'm talking about mean, this is really, really interesting. So another story, which is kind of remarkable as well. Can you spot? I need more like 5 more minutes. Don't worry. I could go on for hours, but then, I have to finish at some point. There is something magical, very much in the previous example, really magical in this interface screen. So, first of all, before we say anything, obviously you add an item to the shopping cart and then you realize, oh, nice, there is a nice free gift that's waiting for me. But there is something else in here, which is really, really well designed. Like in an evil way, ingenious way.
You can remove the gift?
You can remove the gift, right? But, we kind of see it while it's here, right? So we have remove and remove because, it's the same as. In the same as we have products. For every product, you basically have the same interface. The component looks the same. But there is something else, really magical. quantity. This is magic. Because at some point when you see it, you think, huh, so there is a free gift waiting for me. What if I set it to 5? Or 7? Or maybe 11, right? So I'm going to tap a couple of times. Oh, I can tap, huh? So what if I set it to 7? Huh? Will it send me 7 gifts? Will it send me 1 gift? No, let me put it at 7. Okay, let me put it at 7 and see what happens. And then you click on continue, and you start checking out. And the probability of you abandoning at this point is almost 0. Why? Because you are so curious at this point to find out how many items are going to deliver to you. You really want to know whether they're going to send 7 or 5. So as you're checking out, as you're going to the input fields, in the head of your head, you're thinking, huh, 7? Oh, what? 1, 7. So you're going to expect this delivery like nothing else in the world, right? And you're not even thinking about this product at this point. You don't really care, right? At this point, it could be like a Dell machine or whatever. You don't really care. You really want to know what's going to happen here, right? This is really genius. And of course, you have to be careful here, right? So if somebody actually selects 7 gifts, but you're sending only 1, there will be people who will be complaining, right? There will be people who will say, I ordered 7 free gifts. And you already know, I got only 1 delivered. And at this point, the only thing you can do as a merchant is to say, okay, I'm going to send another 6 shortly, right? Because obviously they did select 7, so you have to do what you promised. But only a few people are going to do this.
What if I select 70?
Yeah, so this is a bit risky, right? And it also depends on how you want to play. Because normally if somebody selects 3 or so, it's just going to send maybe 3 or so. Maybe by default you'll be sending 3, even if they order just 1. Because it's not expensive, it's probably like a little booklet with a little calendar in the back. It doesn't even say what it is. Okay, 5 notes, right? That's also important. Another thing where it's again shines, and this is like a gray area a little bit. So how many of you know booking? One of you, right? So you know booking, and so when you're booking a hotel room, you're going to go on booking and select the city where you want to go, and then find the place where you want to stay. And here, of course, as well, I'm going to Vienna, and here in Vienna there's a hotel, and this, I don't know, 1 night stay, and so it's only 1 day. And here we have the pricing, so I'm going to pay for the room, and my booking includes breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and free cancellation, right? And here's the price, right? So that's all great and wonderful, but when you start checking out on booking, this is what you're going to see. So you're going to see a couple of checkboxes, right? First of all, you're going to see Vienna travel guide designed just for you, right? Get a travel guide filled with top attractions, transport information, and tips from locals as soon as you book. So the first thing I'm going to do when I come arrive to the hotel, I'm going to ask for that design guidebook that was designed just for me. Because I really want to get the Vienna travel guide, right? This is the first thing I'm going to ask. So, okay, I'm going to set it, check mark here because I'm going to get it for free. That's amazing, right? But then, of course, breakfast. Yes, we'd like breakfast during our stay at no additional cost. You're just about to pay for breakfast, but you're going to get it for free. Isn't it wonderful? So, of course, I'm going to set the checkbox right here as well. And, it's free, so that's amazing, that's beautiful, that's wonderful. And you also get online access to your booking for free. Isn't it wonderful? Because, everywhere you go, you always have to pay for online access to your booking. It's incredible. So, I'm going to get it for free as well. And I can make changes, for free. That's wonderful. So, of course, you're going to set the checkboxes. Great. And the more you set checkboxes, the more you feel like, oh, I'm getting so much stuff for free. This is a good deal, I take it here. So this is really good stuff. So I decided to make an experiment. I said, okay, I'm going to book a breakfast, and I'm going to uncheck breakfast in here, right? I'm going to go to the hotel. I'm going to ask them, can I get my breakfast, right? And I'm going to do the other thing. I'm going to book without breakfast, and then I'm going to add a checkbox saying, yes, I'd like breakfast at no additional cost, right? So at this point, it will require a little bit of change in the interface on my side, not on booking side, but do you know what I mean by this? So obviously, this will not appear if I actually buy breakfast, right? But if I don't buy breakfast, I can add it to the interface, print it out, because whenever you print things out, it becomes real, and then go to them and say, well, but I checked the checkbox, right? This is a little bit illegal, by the way. I'm really happy it's live stream. So for the first thing, they don't even check. So most of the time when you actually go to booking, when you go to the hotel, well, they're going to get printouts of whatever is coming in. And these checkboxes, believe it or not, are not there, right? So nobody really cares. It's like, these boxes probably do nothing, right? This is one side. Well, it didn't work the other way around, fortunately, but, you know, just, actually did work, but it's a different story. Right? So, these boxes do nothing, just, you know, improve conversion. And, of course, there are many ways of what you could potentially do when you want to make things work. And it's kind of remarkable to see that all of this is so simple. There is no magic here. It's really, really kind of predictable in a way. And it's also just, you know, some principles of really just good usability, nothing else. So we display estimated and full price early on. We display both shipping time and costs. We suggest alternatives and supplementary items. I didn't talk about this. But it's like whenever you display products, it's always a good idea to say have two options. One of them alternative items. So if you want to buy a dress, you might need to display other dresses. But you also need to display something like complementary. So, because people like to complete the outfit. If you're buying a dress, you might also want to buy shoes that go with it, right? So you want to show both. Consider a lot more infinite scrolling, displays in the viewed items as well. People keep forgetting what they actually looked at. Ratings are important. Coupon code should always be available. Replace email verification with email prompt. When you're just saying, okay, I'm going to show you this box when you need it. And don't forget the locks. The lock is the thing. If your icon really does work. And there are also serious freebies that you could potentially use. So what I wanted to show you just in the last minute or so is what we've been doing, because we've been, I spent a lot of time on e-commerce, and now with a smashing redesign that's probably going to go live in January, we're going to implement some of this stuff in the checkout as well. And there are a couple of interesting things happening in the redesign as well. So, and here's the thing. I know that you're going to hate it. And I don't care. So, because I think at some point it's really important to have a strong vision, because people get used to everything. If you ask people what they like about the design, they will tell you what they like, what they don't like. But this is not the point. The point is, can people find what they need based on the vision that we provided? So, the new design is a little bit red. All right, still here? All right, excellent. So, you know, there's one thing that when it comes to design, we always try to do one little thing. So, you know, everybody complains these days. Everybody complains about all websites look the same. Everything is so generic, everything is so boxy, everything is so predictable, everything is bootstrap based. It's so annoying, right? And so whenever we're trying to do design, be it, you know, on a small scale, be it on a larger scale, we always try to find one thing that defines the signature of the project or product, and try to boost it up, and try to use it everywhere. But one subtle thing, not a big thing, one subtle thing. And no, it's not the color. So, you know, we've been having the Smashing Magazine logo for now more than 10 years. And if you look into the logo, it is tilted, right? And it's tilted by exactly 10.6 degrees. I measured, right? 10.6 degrees. So we're going to use the tilting everywhere, right? So if you look into the icons in the top, it's all tilted by 10.6 degrees. More specifically, do you see this little icon in the right upper corner? Does it look familiar to you? No, not the search. I mean this one. Everybody is guessing the icon. So here's one thing you can take away from this as well. Have you ever tried to plug in emoji icons in your interface? Yes? Did it work?
Yeah. I mean, not fully tested.
Okay, so engagement is going to go through the roof once you have emoji icons. All of a sudden, when we plug in the emoji icon for Circus, remember, because there is no icon for membership, so we had to plug in the Circus. This is the best I could find. The clicks actually increased, and engagement increased. Not in this particular design, but on average, overall. So this is the emoji icon for Circus, because, you know, why not? So, because there is nothing better in emoji, right? We also have, by the way, because I'm really bad at icon design, right? Can you guess how I designed in one of the prototypes this icon over here? I'm not good at Sketch or Photoshop or anything, to be really. I have no idea what I'm here right now, actually. But I can really do one thing really, really well, and it's CSS, right? When it comes to CSS, I can do anything I feel like. So this is O and I plugged together. Well, it used to be, now it's not. But it actually, I couldn't find an icon, so I decided to. So that's okay. Now, if you look at the design, like many other things in here are subtle and they also are tilted, right? Everything is tilted. Now, don't worry, it's not going to be red all the time. And so we'll also have a featured area where every single week, we're going to highlight a specific topic and pick up articles, editorially curated, and highlight them in a carousel. Yes. And you might, what the hell? Well, you know what? There's one thing that I learned, right? There are many people who hate carousels, but it doesn't stop them from clicking on the carousel. Right? So this is an important thing, and carousels actually do work. And depends, of course, on how you design them. Now, there's something else happening. I can share just one little secret with you. So, we have this little illustration at the bottom. It's responsive. It's like a game. So if you resize the window, something's going to happen with the cat and with the bird, right? It's super responsive, But actually, I was talking about checkout. So if you look into the article looks different. So we have obviously drop caps, right? And we have 26 letters, and we have, I think, 80 illustrations or so. And one of the tasks we're going to have when it goes live, we're going to have a challenge. How many characters like this can you spot on the site? Good luck. There are 80 of them. And we actually randomly assign a drop cap with a character, so every time you go into another article, you're going to see something else, right? And then, of course, this is just an article. There's nothing fancy here, right? So this is not a big deal. Also, one thing that I'm kind of proud of a little bit. So we improved the search. So this is what the search will. This is what the search is going to look like. So it's well nicely integrated. And the reason why we actually did the redesign, not because we like redesigns. Redesigns are always very risky. It's always better to iterate on the current design rather than actually having a new redesign. But it's really important for us, it has been important, because of ad blockers. So advertising revenue has decreased dramatically, and we have a lot of loss due to that, right? And so how many of you are using ad blocker? I'm using one as well, so it's not, you're not bad people. It doesn't make you bad. In fact, I encourage you to use ad blockers. We just know that we need to change our platform, the way we present our products, because advertising isn't going to succeed long term. So instead of having this sidebar with ads, we need to highlight our products better, right? And this is what is happening in this design as well, where everything is connected. Now, what was really important for the checkout here? Now, it was important for us to say, okay, you're in a product, in an article somewhere, and we might have a little sidebar kind of note saying, hey, we have a conference coming up, hey, we have a book coming up, a workshop, right? So if you click on that button saying, buy a book, buy a ticket, the experience of buying is going to happen right here in the magazine. You don't have to go to Magento, you don't have to go to Shopify or any other platform. Everything is going to happen right here. So it's not fully functional yet, but I can show you a couple of things. This is the style guide that we designed. We designed style guide driven. The process was style guide driven. I'm going to talk about it more tomorrow in the workshop. But basically, we have all the things that you will see here. We have this pattern of tilting. And it's a bit boring, I know. Including the illustrations.
Got 2 minutes more.
2 minutes, all right. Okay, I'm going to go faster. The books page, the conference page, and this is the checkout. And so if you look at the checkout again, remember, when you're buying something, you're going to have a little prompt on the actual magazine page. And then when you come here, you're going to have this inline validation, right? Email address. I'll maybe reload it so you see what's happening here.